We start this hour with some breaking news from Liverpool. Vinny O'Connor.
Yes, in the last few minutes, Liverpool have formally announced that Arthur Melo has joined them on a season-long loan from Juventus. We can give you a bit of detail behind that deal as well. As we understand it, the season-long loan will mean that Liverpool will pay the majority of his wages through that time, although both clubs sharing a portion of his wages in that respect. But also the fact that there are no options included within that deal. But just to give you a little bit of background into Liverpool's thinking as well, as Jurgen Klopp has repeatedly said throughout this window, Liverpool have been exploring midfield options, but for various reasons, most notably availability, the right opportunity has not presented itself, primarily really due to clubs being unwilling to sell. Jude Bellingham would be a case in point in that respect. Although Liverpool do have injuries in midfield at the moment as well, the reality is that Curtis Jones is now back in the first-team squad. Thiago's close to returning as well. So the kind of outside perception that Liverpool really needed to strengthen within midfield urgently was not really felt or shared within the club. The fact of the matter was that each injured player is going to return at some point as well. But nevertheless, a combination of being prudent and an ongoing desire to strengthen where possible as well meant that Liverpool maintained an interest within the market, and there was a desire there to sign the right player on terms that suited both their short-term and long-term ambitions. And if those kind of criteria were met, then they would look to move in the market as they have done today. So as part of this approach, it was never just a case of signing any midfield player. It had to be where the need was greatest, and it was also to ensure that the pathway that the likes of Harvey Elliott, Fabio Carvalho are on at the moment, Curtis Jones as well, was not blocked. So as such, the preference throughout was, if possible, to recruit, I should say, a more experienced player who could fill a deep-lying midfield role. Arthur's availability on loan allowed Liverpool to achieve all of those objectives, with his experience at the highest level, of course, as well, being an additional attraction. Also the fact that he already knows players here, the Brazilian contingent, and also Taffarel, of course. So the extra motivation for someone like Arthur Melo as well coming here is first-team football. He wants to force his way into the Brazil World Cup squad, where, of course, Liverpool have been able to add a much-needed reinforcement into that midfield area, particularly given the injury suffered by Jordan Henderson. So a deal that suits all parties. It suits Juve, it suits Melo, and definitely suits Liverpool Football Club.
Vinny O'Connor, thank you very much indeed.